back to this week's Real Estate Producer Show. I'm Kara, and I'm here with Christina Gennari from Keller Williams Domain and Nicole from Hall Financial. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hello, hello. It's so wonderful to have you on. I know that you've had over 20 years of experience in the market, so we're so excited to kind of hear from you and hear what's been different, more specifically, in the last couple years compared to the rest. So we're super excited. So to get into it, how did you get into real estate?
My great-grandmother was actually a realtor in Grosse Pointe. She was one of the first women realtors in the state of Michigan.
Nice.
And it just continued through the generations. And a family referral got me started when I was going to college. And I loved it, and that was the end.
Oh my God, I love that. It's in the blood.
It is.
I love that. That's awesome. And what do you consider as your specialty in the market?
The last 3 years, I would say it's really evolved into helping clients that are facing multiple offer situations. Mm-hmm. So whether it's a buyer that is competing against 2 or 10 or 20 other offers, it's having the knowledge and negotiating skills to help them win that offer. And that doesn't necessarily mean paying the most for the house. It's being very creative with those things. Mm-hmm. And then second, for sellers, when we have multiple offers for a listing, it's maximizing what that seller can get for their home, not only the price, but also the terms and other features of how we're going to sell that house.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I've known Christina for a few years now, and Christina loves to have fun. So just wondering if you could explain this picture here. I think they're going to put it up. Do you have that? I know you're really affiliated with Drew and Mike, and so tell us a little bit about this.
I am. So I've been a Drew and Mike fan since I was too young to listen to the show. And I am a advertiser and supporter of their podcast. So I was at a fan meetup last weekend, and we had a great time. I had an opportunity to meet some of the personalities that are on the show and about 35 of the fans. And it's just an amazing group, like such a tight-knit group of people from around the Metro Detroit community. And I'm excited to be actually an active member that's in front
awesome.
of this.
It's definitely a different community. We love it.
Yeah.
I always see you comment on their podcast, so I love it.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for answering that. So the market has been very, very different the last 2 years, as Kara mentioned. What do you think? Like, how do you think it's been? What are the two biggest things that have been different from 2019 to today?
When 2019 ended, at that time it had been the biggest year for Metro Detroit real estate. And when COVID came March of the following year, we really weren't sure how it was going to affect the market. But what it did was it inspired the community to make a move. People were now in their home and realizing they needed a change for their family, for their lifestyle. They could work remotely. They no longer needed to drive, or be close to their office. So people want what they want out of their house, and they made changes. So from 2019, which I mentioned was a huge year, by the end of 2020, that was 25% larger for our team. And then in 2021, by January 1st, our team had actually sold more homes than we did for all of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was huge.
That's huge.
That
Yeah.
great.
So lots of changes.
Lots of
sure.
changes, yeah.
And with that being said, too, you mentioned that times it's just different, and you are a big listing agent. And so how do you and your team? There's so many multiple offers that come in still on every listing because the inventory is so low. How do you and your team coach a seller to get through all of these offers? If there's something that a house that you have listed and there's 15 offers, how do you possibly coach the seller on which one to take?
Sure. So it's a very strategic marketing plan from before we even go on the market. So the timing of how the house goes on the market, what day of the week is critical. Then we also have a tendency to start showings on like a Friday and package them in through the weekend. So we could, a good example is a home in West Bloomfield that we just sold 2 weeks ago. I had over 200 showings in 4 days. We had 37 offers. I go through all of those. I give the client a summary, and then we'll generally go back to the group and let them know our offers are now over X. Would you like to give us your final highest and best? So at that second round, it gives the opportunity for people who originally made a blind offer, if you will, because they don't know what they're competing against. It gives them the opportunity to really give their true highest and best. And from that, we're going to select the one that has the best terms for the client. So price, when they want to close, when they're moving out, what kind of inspection it is, and then also something that's really big and that at Hall Financial is the appraisal. So a lot of buyers are thinking about appraisal guarantees.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit on something huge too, is one, the strategy behind everything, and two, the terms and conditions. Because I think that sometimes people overestimate or kind of get enamored by the offer and that number, and it's huge and so crucial to be able to have a realtor like yourself go and comb through all these offers and see which one is the best and where they're coming from, and the terms and the conditions like you mentioned. So that's absolutely huge, and I think it's awesome that you're kind of bringing light to that, and not only putting the legwork in for your clients, but also kind of coaching them along the way of why it might be important.
And also too, like, you hear, oh, I'm not going to put an offer, there's already 10 offers, there's 2 cash offers. It's not just cash or conventional or a VA loan. It's more than that.
Well,
Correct.
and I can give you an example of that. Right now I have a client in Redford. We just had their offer accepted this last weekend. We were not the highest price. We're also a VA loan, which means that they're doing 0 down. We were in competition with a conventional loan and also a cash offer. The seller selected ours because they felt that overall we were the right buyer for their home.
Yeah,
It's encouraging.
Yeah, thank you so much for that example too. I think that putting that example or that experience with that personal client as well, that's something that just happened, what you said,
Last week. Yep. Our
Last
inspection's
weekend
tomorrow.
is huge too, because I think that people, it's sometimes, how do you explain it? Like, I think that sometimes people don't always understand that it truly is about the offer and the terms and conditions and everything that go with it. So those examples are huge and great examples for other clients as well.
And Christina, you have a growing team, and you've been doing so well. I know you had big goals last year. Did you hit them? What were they? And then what are your goals for your team this year?
Last year we exceeded our goals. We sold 107 homes, and that was $57 million in volume, which is incredible. This year our goal is $100 million, and we'll see what the actual number of the houses looks like, but volume-wise we're looking at $100 million in homes.
Nice, congratulations.
Is it
That's
like
awesome.
50-50 between listings and buyers?
It does end up working out that way. Some realtors say they specialize in buyers, some say they specialize in listings. I find myself right in the middle every year, where my numbers are like 52-48 percentage-wise. And I think that's because most of my sellers are moving, they're purchasing. So they've also selected me to be their buyer's agent, which is fantastic. So we get to help them with both sides of the move.
That's
Yeah, absolutely. And you have not only so much to offer to all of your clients, but also your team. So kind of switching gears a little bit, what is advice that you give to new realtors that come onto your team? We're just on you, maybe they're just new to your team, but what is that that advice, or that one piece of, this is how to be successful for a new realtor or someone new to your team? What's that look like for you? What are you giving?
I'd say the first thing is positive mindset. We're a very energetic team. We're always excited to come into the office and see each other and be with our clients. With real estate, it can be, a lot of like high energy. You're on the road all day, you're showing a lot of houses, you might be working till late at night, and then competing against multiple offers can be exhausting, especially when we're busy. So it's being ready for the ups and downs of the industry. Right now we're really busy. It won't always be like that, but we're here to do it forever, and we've been doing it for 20 years, and plan to continue for another 100.
Yeah, well, I love it, and absolutely the positive mindset. You said yourself, last year you exceeded your goals, so that's amazing, and you definitely don't do that with a negative mindset, so that's awesome.
And are your team members just here in the Birmingham Royal Oak area, or are you spread out? Do you go out further than this area?
Most definitely. So for me personally, because I've been doing this for over 20 years, my base is beyond Metro Detroit. I was in Erie last week, which is on just across the border from Ohio. I go to Ann Arbor all the time, and then pretty far up north. Also Saugatuck, the west side of the state. So we'll go wherever. And then geographically for our team, our realtors are in Macomb, Wayne, and Oakland County. So when we have clients that are, not in the Birmingham area, it doesn't make a difference to us. It's still just around the corner.
Christina, if somebody wanted to join your team, what makes you different on why they would join your team?
We're really a full service real estate team from inside out. So we have an operations team at the office. So we have people supporting us behind the scenes. We also have several agents on the team, including myself, who are here to support each other on the day-to-day, whether it's writing offers, negotiating, creative ideas for clients. We have leads that come in for those realtors. So the realtors on my team do have new leads and clients supplied by me. And it's very supportive. I also do training and coaching with my team. We're often role-playing and going through scenarios with each other about what could be coming up in the market, how to negotiate, and best practices. So especially for people that are newer in the area or newer in the industry, they may have never had that training. When you're a realtor, most realtors just get a license and hit the road. They might not know what they're doing.
They have you as a mentor. You know the area. You are very familiar with all of Michigan, it sounds like. So
Yes.
they're lucky to be part of your team.
And that's
great.
huge, especially from a client's perspective too, to work with a realtor, to work with you specifically, that has all of those resources behind them is absolutely huge. Because like you said, some realtors work solo, which definitely can work for them, but to also have that added benefit of working with the team is absolutely huge. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. We are so happy to have you on. Shout out to great grandma for getting you into the industry. We're so happy that she did, because you have so much to offer to not only us, but every client, every realtor, everyone that comes your way too. So thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining.
Christina.
And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.